Star Trek's new movie reveals a controversial original series alien is still alive. In a shocking twist that blends nostalgia with bold storytelling, the upcoming Star Trek movie confirms that one of the most controversial aliens from the original series is not only alive, but possibly more dangerous than ever. When it comes to classic Star Trek, few creatures have stirred as much debate as the Salt Vampire, formerly known as the M113 creature, from the 1966 episode The Man Trap. Killed by Dr. McCoy in one of the most emotionally haunting moments of the original series, the Salt Vampire was long thought extinct. But in a surprising twist teased in the new Star Trek movie's trailer, fans are learning the creature's story is far from over. The Salt Vampire lives, and it may no longer be alone. A legacy of tragedy and debate, the Salt Vampire was Star Trek's first on-screen monster, and its ambiguous nature has caused debate for decades. Was it a villain? A victim? A tragic relic of a lost civilization? The creature, which drained the salt from its victims to survive, disguised itself as loved ones to lure and prey. This created emotional dilemmas for the crew, particularly Dr. McCoy, who was forced to kill a being that wore the face of someone he once loved. Its death at the end of The Man Trap was framed as necessary, but even Captain Kirk seemed to pause before declaring, "It's the last of its kind." For many, it was a moment that questioned Star Trek's idealism, making fans wonder if the crew made the right choice. Now, nearly 60 years later, Star Trek is reopening that ethical wound. The Return, Star Trek's movie twist. In the upcoming film, titled Star Trek: Extinction, the crew of a newly commissioned USS Kelvin A investigates the destruction of a remote Federation listening post. What they find are bodies completely desiccated, drained of sodium, and eerily preserved. At first, it's believed to be the result of a rare planetary phenomenon. But as the clues pile up, the Federation's worst fears are confirmed. The Salt Vampire has returned. But the bigger twist? The creature in question doesn't match the DNA signature of the M113 species cataloged in Starfleet records. That means this is not the same individual that McCoy killed. This creature is part of a surviving, or perhaps regenerated, line of the species, leading to an unnerving revelation. The Salt Vampires may not be extinct. The science behind its survival. How could the Salt Vampire survive extinction? The movie introduces a tantalizing scientific subplot. The original M113 creature may have left behind dormant genetic material, either through spores, biological residue, or even offspring in stasis. The harsh desert world of M113 may have more secrets buried beneath its sands. Even more fascinating is the suggestion that these creatures may be evolving. The film hints that the new Salt Vampire has developed increased intelligence and even rudimentary telepathic abilities. Unlike its predecessor, it communicates not through mimicry, but through psionic suggestion, influencing human minds to overlook its presence or even protect it. Ethical dilemma reignited. What makes this alien's return truly controversial is how the movie frames the Federation's response. While Starfleet Command immediately calls for extermination, the Kelvin A science officer, Commander Ayla Rahani, advocates for communication and understanding. "We killed the last one," she says in one powerful scene. Do we make the same mistake twice? This rekindles the moral quandary at the heart of The Man Trap. Is a species inherently dangerous because of how it survives? Or is it our inability to understand it that turns us into its enemies? These questions are amplified when the Salt Vampire shows signs of intelligence and even desperation rather than aggression. Captain Gabriel Lorick, the new lead of Star Trek: Extinction, finds himself in the same shoes as McCoy, forced to choose between the safety of his crew and the potential survival of an intelligent, unique life form. The film leans heavily into this ethical tug-of-war, channeling Star Trek's core philosophical roots. A return to classic Trek storytelling. The Salt Vampire's return is not just fan service. It's emblematic of Star Trek's broader return to cerebral science fiction, where morality, exploration, and the unknown intersect. Director Noah Hawley, known for his philosophical storytelling in Legion and Fargo, brings a sense of myth and ambiguity to the narrative, allowing the audience to decide for themselves whether the Salt Vampire is a monster or a mirror. Old school fans will notice multiple callbacks to The Man Trap, including a recreated image of the creature's iconic